Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite NHL DFS plays for this Monday, December 11th slate. We got ourselves just 4 games here tonight, but I'm going to break down a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and then we'll wrap up this video breaking down 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And let's kick things off here by highlighting the 4 games that we have on this slate tonight, breaking down the money lines and over-unders. First game here, we got the Coyotes taking on the Buffalo Sabres. We then got the Maple Leafs taking on the Islanders. Red Wings at Stars, and then the last game there, the Calgary Flames taking on the Colorado Avalanche. And then here's a schedule update for this week. Got 3 NHL and 3 NFL DFS videos coming out for you guys. NHL DFS video here today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and then NFL DFS videos coming out Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. With all that said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like for this 4-game slate tonight, starting with that first line for the New York Islanders. We got Bo Horvat centering Anders Lee and Matthew Barzal. A pretty affordable line stack here, especially considering how well they've played together. In 26 games, they've racked up 25 goals, 37 assists, 62 points, and that's mostly come from Barzal and Horvat. Lee started the season really slow, but he started to find his game here as of late, but I really like their numbers outside of that. They have the 3rd best expected goals per 60 minutes this year across the entire NHL at 4.33. They also rank 11th in the NHL with 76.4 shot attempts per 60, so the offensive upside and opportunities have definitely been there for them. And this Islanders team in general has been very good on the power play this year, scoring at almost a 25% rate. That's the 6th best in the NHL. We're going to see Barzal and Horvat play up on the number 1 power play. Lee plays down on the 2nd, but all 3 of these guys getting some sort of special teams time. And then an even cheaper line stack that I like here tonight is that 2nd or 3rd line, depending on which site you're looking at, for the Dallas Stars. We got Matt Duchene centering Tyler Seguin and Mason Marchment. Matchup at home here tonight against the Detroit Red Wings. Once you roster these 3 here, the average remaining salary per player throughout the rest of your lineup is $6,000, so you're going to be able to spend up elsewhere. And I like the way that these 3 have played so far this year. Through 26 games, they've racked up 24 goals, 32 assists, 56 points. Their expected goals per 60 minutes is 3.26. That's the first on this Dallas Stars team. They're also first on this Stars team with 65.61 shot attempts per 60. So again, another line that has some offensive upside, and the opportunities have been there for them this year. And it's a strongly correlated line stack as well, with all 3 of these guys playing on the Stars' number 2 power play. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm going to have hockey content coming out for you guys all year long. Alright, now diving into some of these individual plays here, we're going to start with the forwards. And the first guy that I got is William Nylander of the Toronto Maple Leafs, priced at $8,400 here tonight on the road against the Islanders. Willie Styles has been on an absolute tear this year with 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points in 24 games, while playing up on that first line in number 1 power play with Austin Matthews. He actually leads this team in shots on goal per game this year with 4.4 per game. You get 5 in a game, you get that 3-point DraftKings bonus. Nylander is very capable of doing that, and honestly, I don't mind targeting the Maple Leafs' number 1 power play in general here tonight, which is scored at a 23.5% rate this year, the 9th best in the NHL, but I really like this because the Islanders have struggled on the penalty kill this year, hitting at just a 74% rate. That ranks 29th out of 32 teams. It's expensive to stack up that Maple Leafs' number 1 power play, so I'd probably pick 3 guys out of that mix, something like a William Nylander, Austin Matthews, and Morgan Rielly, or you could even go with the 2nd line with John Tavares, Mitch Marner, and put in Morgan Rielly as well. Now, I keep going back to this next play here, and until DraftKings puts this guy in the 7K range, it's probably going to be the case going forward. That's Valeri Nichushkin of the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $6,300 tonight in a matchup at home against the Calgary Flames. He's been solid in general this year, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points in 25 games. In just his last 10 games, he's put up 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points, playing on that 2nd line right now with Mikko Rantanen, and up on that Avalanche number 1 power play. And I certainly don't mind the matchup at home tonight for the Avalanche against this Flames team that's allowed 3.33 goals per game this year, the 10th most in the NHL. Now, with this next play here, maybe it's a little premature, but honestly, at the same time, after watching him in his first 2 games, I don't mind it at $5,700. That's Patty Kane or Showtime for the Detroit Red Wings on the road here tonight against the Dallas Stars. Now, through 2 games right now, he's got 1 goal and 10 shots on net. I really like to see the shots on goal, had 7 last game, so he's coming out the gates, firing the puck. That's what we love to see out of Patty Kane. Now, the Stars have not been great defensively here as of late. They've allowed 4+ goals in each of their last 4 games. I expect them to figure that out sooner than later, but if we can catch them when they're kind of vulnerable in their own end right now, I will take advantage of that. Kaner's currently playing on that second line in the number 1 power play for the Red Wings. Now, dipping into the 4K range here for forwards, first guy that stuck out to me was Nick Schmaltz of the Arizona Coyotes, priced at $4,900 tonight on the road against the Buffalo Sabres. And I think he's just a little too cheap. I think he could be priced in the mid 5K range, someone who's got 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points in 26 games, and he is someone who offers 20+ DraftKings point upside. That's 4x value at his current price, and I like this spot here tonight against the Buffalo Sabres, who've allowed 3.60 goals per game and have a penalty kill that's hit at just a 68% rate over their last 10 games. Another team that's been vulnerable in their own end. You're going to see Schmaltz play up on that first line in number 1 power play for the Coyotes tonight. And then on the other side of that game, I also like Casey Middleston of the Buffalo Sabres, priced at $4,500, obviously playing the Coyotes at home. An opportunity play here right now with him up on that first line in number 1 power play with Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner. Now, he's racked up 6 goals, 16 assists, 22 points in 28 games this year, but his role continues to get bigger on this team, not only playing on that first line in number 1 power play, but someone who's topped 21+ minutes in 5 of his last 6 games. He's clearly getting a bigger role and more responsibility on this Sabres team. Now, moving on to the defensemen here, and this is definitely one of those slates where I'm not going to be afraid to spend up for defensemen, especially considering how much value there is at the forward position. One of the guys I'm willing to spend up for is Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $8,200 tonight, again at home against the Calgary Flames. We know the upside that Makar offers night in and night out. One of, if not the best offensive defenseman in the NHL. He's racked up 7 goals, 27 assists, 34 points in 25 games this year, playing 25+ minutes per night, and up on that Avs number 1 power play. Another defenseman I'd be willing to spend up for here tonight is Rasmus Dahlin of the Buffalo Sabres, priced at $6,200, again playing the Coyotes at home. He seems to just be getting better as the season progresses, and that's not to say he's been bad this year, but in his last 10 games, he's averaging 15.5 DraftKings points per game, and really getting it done in a number of different ways. He's someone who can get on the score sheet, he's not afraid to shoot the puck, and he'll block shots from time to time as well. He's racked up 6 goals, 15 assists, 21 points in 27 games this year. Someone who logs huge minutes as well, should play around 26+ minutes tonight, and up on that number 1 power play for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, even though I'm not afraid to spend up for defensemen here tonight, I still wanted to highlight some value for you guys, and there's some nice plays in the 3K range tonight for this defenseman position. One of the guys that stuck out to me was Thomas Harley of the Dallas Stars, priced at $3,900. The 22-year-old just seems to be getting better by the game, and that has led to more ice time for him as well. He averages around 18-19 minutes per game, but has played 20+ here as of late too, so if he does that tonight, I'll absolutely take advantage of that. He's played very well here as of late, actually, with 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in his last 6 games, averaging close to 13 DraftKings points per game. Not bad at all for a guy priced here in the 3K range, and he's also someone who sneaks on that number 2 power play from time to time. Not a solidified role for him like he has on the penalty kill, but I honestly believe he'll get more time on the power play going forward. And then another value defenseman that I like here tonight is Josh Manson of the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $3,400, and he showed some nice upside as of late, especially considering his price. He's racked up 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points in his last 5 games, hitting 12+ DraftKings points in 4 of those 5 games, someone who logs around 18 minutes per game while getting time on the Avs penalty kill. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you guys, and I actually prefer to spend down for goalie tonight, as there's some nice options in the low 7K range, even the high 6K range that I'll highlight, but if I am looking to spend up here tonight, I don't mind Alexander Georgiev of the Avalanche either, priced at $8,200 again at home against the Flames. He's been solid at home in general this year, especially his record, going 7-2-1. Now, a save percentage of .905 and the goals allowed average at 2.65. Not horrible, but not great either. He is averaging 14 DraftKings points per game, so I don't mind that too. He ranks 22nd out of 68 qualified goalies this year in goals save above expected, and I do like the matchup here against the Flames, who have only averaged 2.89 goals per game this year. That ranks 23rd out of 32 teams, but they aren't afraid to shoot the puck, averaging 31.5 shots on net per game. That ranks 13th out of 32 teams. And then if I'm looking to spend down at the goalie position tonight, there's actually a few options that I like. I'm going to highlight Connor Ingram here, the Arizona Coyotes, at $7,400 because he's been really solid this year with a record of 11-5-0, a save percentage of .920, and a goals allowed average of 2.52, averaging 16 DraftKings points per game, and he ranks 11th of 68 qualified goalies in goals save above expected per 60. But I also like Ilya Sorokin of the New York Islanders here tonight at $7,500, and Alex Lyon, if he starts again for Detroit, it's certainly a tough matchup on the road against the Dallas Stars, who can score a lot of goals. We're all aware of that, but he's also been very good for Detroit in his games this year, and he's priced in the 6K range. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got is Jason Zucker of the Arizona Coyotes, priced at $3,600 here tonight, and he's currently playing up on that first line with Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz, so I like the opportunity there. He also gets time on their number 2 power play, and he's currently riding a 3-game point streak right now where he's racked up 1 goal and 3 assists. Another value play that I like here tonight is Matthew Knies of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this largely comes down to him playing up on that first line with Matthews and Nylander, but he also gets time on that number 2 power play, playing around 15 minutes per game. He's racked up 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points in 24 games this year. And then going back to another Coyotes player here, in Alexander Kerfoot, priced at $3,400. He has been terrific for this Coyotes team as of late, playing around 19 minutes per game on that third line in number 1 power play, which has led to him racking up 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points in his last 10 games, averaging 10 DraftKings points per game. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great Monday here, folks. Let's win some money on this 4-game slate. And in the meantime, I'm out of here.